everybody. It's day 7. I just got dropped off at the beginning of the trail from Waynesboro. I took 2 days off in Waynesboro because first day it was just time to resupply, get into town and relax a little bit. And then second day because it was 30 or 28 degrees last night. So just stayed another day. Walking through the woods here, got dropped off at 7 o'clock. It's really a great day, not a cloud in the sky. I'm just walking along. There's a shelter at 5 miles in, Raven Run, I think it's called. Raven Rock, maybe. I'll stop there and see where I want to go from there. Sun's coming up. It's probably 7:30 now. Just enjoying the morning. Just a little bit of a climb, then it leveled off. Look at this, old bicycle. Crazy in the woods here. Oh, but look at this. Wow. All of a sudden out of the woods. Gee, I wonder where the trail goes. This is why I have my hood up, because it's so sunny. I got the top of my head sunburnt, which is the hazards of being the Baldy part of old Baldy. The other hazard is being old. Don't want to get a heart attack. Want to be able to get up the next morning not being too sore and keep walking. But look at this. This is cool. That's where I got out, right there. You can see the post with the AT blaze on it. Some houses down there. Really cool. Some farms of some sort. I'm wearing my long pants, my polyester pants this morning because it was cold. And walking through this grass, I would normally be concerned about ticks, but it's too cold, I think, for ticks to be active. And I've got the long pants on to protect me. And the long pants have permethrin on them, which is an insecticide that you put on clothing and equipment only. If a tick gets on the clothes that's been treated, it's supposed to fall off and die within like 30 seconds. And this stuff lasts for 6 weeks or 6 washings of the clothes. It was developed by the Army and supposed to be good stuff. So between being all covered up and permethrin and it being so cold, I'm not too concerned about ticks. Also, my doctor prescribed me a 3-week regimen of doxycycline, which is the antibiotic you're supposed to take if you do get Lyme disease. So if I find a tick has bitten me and I start developing the symptoms or the bullseye rash sign on my skin where the bite was, or even if I don't find one and start developing the symptoms, I'm supposed to start taking that stuff, supposed to minimize the ill effects. That's just a precaution I carry with me. Don't take it every day. Only take it if I think I have Lyme disease. Wonder why we don't continue going through the woods while we came out here. I like it though, it's a nice break. And there are those houses again. The reason I'm getting so sunburnt on my head is because it's been really hot, so I take my hat off or my hood off if I got my hoodie pulled up over me. There's also not a lot of leaves on the trees yet, so it's not much of a green tunnel. So there's a lot of sun exposure, even though I'm in the woods. Gotta be mindful of keeping a hat or hoodie on. Hope there's no bulls in this field. That'll be exciting. Sometimes you get to marshy areas, wet areas on the trail, and trail crews have built these little boardwalks. It's not too muddy now, actually, but I imagine it could be. Yeah, there's trail crews that maintain these trails, clear out debris, fallen trees, build erosion control features, which are basically logs or rock which stop the water from rushing straight down the trail. It gets diverted to the side. Trail crews do a lot of work. Cut the trees like this so we could walk right through, which I think is not a big deal. For that one, could have stepped right over it, but I appreciate the thought. Look at this coolness. This is called the Cascades. Just a small little cliff face. Water coming down, and look at this. This is where I'm getting my water now. And I have two methods to purify it. You can either filter it or chemically treat it. I've got both.
2 hours later.
I just came down really steep, rocky section. The trail goes straight up there. Just came down there, heading into Penmar Park, I think. Here's a view. Hard to see through the trees, but there's some civilization down there. Anyway, gone about 7 miles today so far. Making good time. I am now at Penmar Park. Penn as in Pennsylvania, Mar as in Maryland. I assume I'm going to be getting to the Pennsylvania-Maryland border soon. The whole place is shut down. Nobody here, nothing open. I'm on this scenic overlook. Pretty cool. There's a big town down there. Don't know what it is. Well, it's 4 o'clock. Started at Ensign Cowall shelter at 7, and I've gone about 10 miles. I'm gonna make some dinner here and then move on and find a campsite. Here I am at the Mason-Dixon line and the Maryland-Pennsylvania border. We're just in the woods. Yet there's a mailbox here. Crazy. In the hammock, relaxing. This is the most comfortable thing ever. I got to a campground just past Penmar Park, 0.6 miles past. So I've done 10.4 for the day, which is first double-digit day for me, and it felt pretty good. So I'm happy. Got my fleece for a pillow, got my air mattress, and I'm hanging around in the hammock. Not sure what's going to happen tomorrow. Boiling Springs is about 56 miles away, and I'm going to try to get over there somehow. I might find a hostel partway over there, or a campground again. It'll be a few days, it'll be 5 days. I broke the edge of my toenail somehow on a rock or something. It really hurts. But in the morning I'm going to doctor that up before I put my socks and shoes back on and start hiking. That's about it. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. So it's day 8, and I slept great last night in that hammock. It's the best night of sleep I've had so far, on the trail or in a hotel. It was really, really comfortable. So it's almost 8 o'clock here. I'm leaving a little late. There's a shelter in 4 miles. There's a shelter in 7.6 miles. And not sure where I'm going to wind up today. Weather is pretty overcast. It might rain a little this morning, but clear up in the afternoon. Toe is feeling better from that cracked toenail on my right foot. And no blisters. Eating well. Just had some oatmeal. I've got plenty of water stops today. I don't have to carry 3.5 liters like I did yesterday. Let's get going. I'm at Deer Lick Shelter. I'm going 4.1 miles today. climbed 1,063 feet and descended a bunch. It's 11 o'clock, having a light lunch. Pennsylvania's different than Maryland. It started off the same, a couple of miles this morning, but it was very rocky and steep. But now it's like walking through the woods on old dirt roads that are impassable to vehicles anymore. But gentle grade, pretty flat, not much in the way of rocks. It's making for very easy hiking. So this is great. I'm going to continue on to the next shelter, and I'll do another little update. So here's the trail. Nice, smooth, gently rising at the moment. No big rocks, boulders in the way. So this is how I'm spending day 8 on the trail. Peanut butter and tortillas with honey for lunch, some M&Ms, some dried fruit, electrolytes to drink, Gatorade electrolytes. What's not to like? Well, Pennsylvania's about 230 miles, someone told me, of the Appalachian Trail. So I've gone about 4. So I'll be here for a while. That's okay, no rush. Look, a few leaves coming out. But it's still very sunny. When the sun's out, I'm wearing my hoodie or my neck gaiter as a do-rag because I don't want my head to get sunburnt. Hazards of being old Baldy. I know you want to see what's around the next bend. That's what I'm always looking at. What's just around the next bend? I'm still on the trail. There's a blaze. I am now at the Tumbling Run Shelters. Shelters plural. 2 shelters right there. Very nice location here. There's even, see those benches down there. There's a fire ring, bathroom. Here's the most important part. They've thought of everything here. This shelter here on the left is designated the snoring shelter. This one here is the non-snoring shelter. Nothing to them. There's a little shelf in the back. Shelters are basically just flat floors for you to throw down your sleeping pad and bag and get some sleep. Now, what am I doing? I am eating dinner. Look at this dinner. Nor garlic parmesan with a package of chicken breast. So I get carbs, protein, but look at this. It's only 2:30. What? Why am I eating dinner at 2:30? Because it's too early to stop hiking. There's like almost 1,000-foot climb that I have to do right after this. And there's no water from here for the next 10 miles. So instead of making the climb, finding a place to camp, because there's no shelters up there, and then using up a whole bunch of water, eating it, I'm just going to eat now. And then when I carry water up there, I don't have to carry as much. And the water I do carry is not going to go towards dinner because I've already eaten. I can always have a protein bar up there if I'm starving. That's the plan. That's where I am. So they've got tent sites and you go down this little trail. But amazingly enough, this place has an area for hammocks, which is the coolest thing. All it is trees, but you can tie them any way you want, configure your hammock. But the area is reserved for hammocks. Tenters can't use them. So a lot of good strategically located trees. From the Tumbling Run shelter, I just did 2.3 miles, 894 feet in 2 hours, looking at my watch. It took me from 3:30 to 5:30. Boy, am I glad I did it. So now tomorrow I only have 8 miles to go to Caledonia State Park, where I'll spend the night there and relax. And there's no water from here, from Tumbling Run to Caledonia State Park. I've got 2.5 liters with me now. I'm going to drink half a liter, have 2 for tomorrow to go the 8 miles. And you can see I'm sitting in my hammock, just strung it up. And now I'm about to set up the rest of camp. I did about 10 miles today, including this monster climb at the end of the day. So I'm proud of that. And beard check, it's getting there. That's about it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, everybody. Day 9. I slept on top of this ridge here. Lots of trees for hammock camping. Look at the sunrise from the top of the ridge. Where is it? There. Look at that. How cool that is. Since I did that steep climb at the end of the day yesterday, that 940-foot climb in 2 miles, cut off 2 miles from today. So I get to Caledonia State Park and the US 65 barbecue place in only 7.6 miles. So, and it's mainly flat or downhill. Just a little bit of climbing today to get to Caledonia State Park. And depending on my pace, I'll see if I'm going to stay at the park or push on another 3 miles to a shelter. Good weather, and slept great in the hammock as usual, and I'll provide updates. So I'm walking down the trail, or up the trail at this moment, and here's a new little friend of mine laying right across the trail. He's about 3 feet long. See if I can get him to move by tapping his tail. Well, his tail, whoa. I guess I'm gonna go around him. Not quite sure how. I don't think he's a poisonous snake. I think he's called a rat snake, but I'll stay away from him anyway. All right, so new plan. I am 1.6 miles from Fayetteville. They have a hostel there, $20 a night for a bed, bunk, and they don't provide anything except transportation to town. I'm gonna go there for the night. So I'm at US 30, 7.5 miles today, and it is right now 5 minutes to noon. 7.5 miles by noon. Not bad. I'm gonna go to Thru It All hostel in Fayetteville. I was so looking forward to the barbecue at Caledonia State Park, but it's closed today. And then, okay, I'll just get some resupply at the camp store at Caledonia State Park. There is no camp store, so they don't sell anything. So I looked on Far Out, the app I have. Yes, Far Out, and it shows this town with a hostel. $20 for a bunk in the bunk room, and they'll drive me to Walmart, wherever I need to go. They provide laundry. They do not provide any food, so I'm gonna have to get some food. So anyway, 3/4 of a mile to the Thru It All hostel. There's the road. Of course, when I turn to it, there's no traffic, but you heard the traffic. Yesterday I was saying how the trails in Pennsylvania, oh, they're so smooth, so easy, so level, just old dirt roads in the woods. Today was not the case. It was rugged, it was steep, there was a lot going on. So, I shouldn't have said that. I don't know why I say things like that, because then it inevitably turns out to be incorrect. Here's where I'm staying tonight, at Thru It All Hiker Hostel. Around back is the short entrance. Through here is bathroom, shower, and washer and dryer. And we've got the hiker area. All this stuff is hiker stuff that people leave. You can help yourself. Hiker clothes for when you're doing laundry. You borrow their clothes. And a bunk room. All for $25. Good morning, everyone. Day 10 on the Appalachian Trail. Here I am headed north. I just walked back the 3/4 of a mile from the Thru It All hostel to the trail, and I'm about to proceed north. 1,000-foot climb ahead of me in the first 4 miles. There's a shelter at 7 miles. There's various water sources along the way, and I don't know what's going to happen, except I'm going to keep moving north. I will inch forward every day. So I just did a steep climb for about maybe 400 feet, and now I'm going into some deep, dark forest. The trail changes constantly, which is what makes it interesting. This way, I presume. That tree shows the blazes coming from the other direction. So I'm going this way. Nice, easy hiking on this old road covered with pine needles. Quarry Gap Shelter has a swing. Cool design here. One roof with 2 shelter areas and a picnic table and another picnic table. Fire pit, I don't know why it's covered. Platform here, a couple of them for tents. They've done this one well. There's the outhouse up there. Anyway, I'm gonna sit on the swing now. So, still day 10. I just left this place called Miles Burn Cabin. It's a cabin owned by the Potomac Appalachian Trail Conference, and it's rented out to people, but there's a spring there, so I got some water. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm in the middle of a thunderstorm. It was pouring a few minutes ago, but I had to get a shot of this trail because I'm in these woods now, this old pine forest with an old pine needle covered road going through it, which is the trail. See, there's a blaze. From that cabin, it was 2.4 miles. I'm stopping so you can hear the thunder. Trying to get there, to that shelter. It's probably 2:30 now. Probably get there at 4, and I'll spend the night there unless the weather changes. If it does change, I'll maybe try to get in a couple more miles. But that shelter will be 10 miles for the day for me, which is my goal. So very pleasant walking on these soft pine needles. Got to Birch Run Shelter. Looks like a bunch of tent spots here. The stream is right down this little path to get water. Nice fire ring there with logs to sit. The shelter, fire ring with benches, big log, more open trees there. Might set my hammock up over there. Anyway, did 10 miles today. It was pouring, thunderstorm for about 20 minutes, and it cooled off everything. It was like 82 before that. Here's my Zolio telling me that the check-in message went through, so let people back home know I'm okay. That's about it. I'm gonna cook dinner now.